Aloha. And man, things are going kind of behind the scenes right now. I am Aaron. Welcome to the Call to Cinema and welcome to Collector's Coffee Chat, where we're going to chat, hey there, William, about all things Blu-ray and all things collecting. And we're going to keep a pretty free flow. We can talk about everything from Scream Factory to Vinegar Syndrome, the Indigo Spring Sale, whatever you want to chat about. This is your day to be heard when it comes to the chat. It's Sunday, so it's going to be nice and relaxed. I'm going to move my screen right from there. Hey there, all that is man. Hey, they're disconnected. I actually dropped 2 new pieces of merchandise. I'm super proud. It took me around. Hey there, Eric. It took me around, I guess, 7 hours to do a cup and a shot glass. Holy shit! I apologize, but it didn't. I didn't expect it to take that long, but it did. Oh my God, did it ever? Hey there, Dustin. Welcome, man. So we're going to look into with disconnected here too, especially. Hey Dave, welcome, man. We'll look at what's coming out. So one of the good things I'll say right now is like we got a lot of great people on here to do some great channels. Hey there, Kevin, man. Amy does a fantastic channel. Disconnected does great stuff. If you got a channel, make sure that you let people know that you're not just here like commenting. There's Vanessa right here who has her own channel recently and her own Patreon. So make sure that you're checking it out because she does some snazzy cool stuff. And I always seem to come in late and catch the replay. I want to get it live one of these days. But there's so much coming out. It is the 100th anniversary of Nosferatu this week, the vampire. So we will be talking a bit about that. Do I have the Seinfeld? I'm not a huge, I can watch Seinfeld, but I'm not like an uber Seinfeld fan. You're okay, you're welcome. It's good, but now let me just speaking of coffee. Let me just grab my coffee, and we'll get this started. We'll get underway. We're going to look at a lot of different things, and there's some really cool announcements that are out there. I get a lot of my stuff from Disconnected, so on Twitter, by the way, and also on YouTube. Disconnected as a great channel when it comes to showing stuff like that. My good friend Brian has a great podcast and a great YouTube channel when it comes to that. If you want to find about stuff about Nosferatu and classic film and classic cinema, there's 2 places that you really, really, really need to go. And that's Vanessa. She is 100%. She knows her classic stuff better than anybody else. And we also have Heath from Serial at Midnight. And if you're not familiar with Heath in Serial at Midnight, oh my God, him and Vanessa do a show on his channel as well that I'm kind of jealous. I never thought of first. Let me grab my Irish cream coffee and I'll be right back. Hey, so Irish cream today for the coffee chat. I'll be doing different coffees in this here, trying to figure a way to so it's not so glowy. Should I push the curtains across? Let me try that. Hey, they're strange. And hey, they're flickering, man. Just finished watching Commando. Commando's a great movie. She's Italian. Vanessa? I'm sure Vanessa's Canadian, but I'm willing to bet, yes, Vanessa's Italian. That didn't make much difference. Nosferatu almost got lost in the history of time. Man, it's been so long since I've seen Jack the Dead and loving it. I'm glad you did, Dustin. Fantastic. I want to eventually do a talk. I did. Did you watch my video yet on screen? So I I did a video on the Scream film 2022. I didn't do a review. I did kind of a reflection called "Did He Have to Kill Blank?" And if you haven't seen it yet, and a lot of you haven't, I know a lot of you haven't, then please, if you've seen the Scream film, please check it out. I worked really, really hard on the video. So yeah, so Nosferatu is coming out again thanks to Eureka. I think it's Eureka. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to bring it up here in a second. And if anything needed a new freaking release, it was Nosferatu. Now it had initially gotten a release from Nosferatu. No, Vampire's coming out. Nosferatu has gotten so many releases, but I wouldn't mind a new release actually. Thank you, William. I wanted to do something different. Everybody was doing reviews on Scream 2022, and they were like, okay, well, this is this. And I thought, okay, there's only so much you can do that's different. Oh, I would love, Paul, to see a China O'Brien like box set. Hey there, Morgan. Welcome. Hey, Michael. We got to get you on the channel, man. We just got to find a way to get you on this channel. What a win. Nosferatu. I wish Nosferatu was 4K. We're getting a Vampire. We're getting a new release of Vampire from Eureka. But not from Eureka. Yeah, from Eureka. I don't know if we're getting anything. We need a new Nosferatu. We need a Nosferatu. Disconnected. Do you know Films at Home? If you do, maybe he's got the hookup when it comes to stuff like that because he does tend to go into the 4K stuff a lot. Yo and ready, welcome. Have I seen Fresh yet? I have not. I just knew that was a thing last night, actually. I will hit you up. I'm so horrible at it, by the way. I'm horrible at getting on time on my own videos. But I will get in contact with you. Coon Laura is a great. Yeah, that's one I got. I have the DVD edition, not the Blu-ray. I do need to upgrade that eventually. Yeah, it's. So back in the day, Nosferatu got sued out of existence. Like, literally sued out of existence. The Mrs. Stoker of the Stoker estate sued the hell out of the guys that made Nosferatu and said, that's a ripoff. You can't do that. And to the lawsuit, all copies of Nosferatu were supposed to be, destroyed, to be bluntly honest with you. But luckily, that did not happen. There are other versions of Dracula over the years that have been destroyed, but and there's some that you watch them and you wish they were destroyed. But Nosferatu, luckily, copies were kept, and that is why we're able to get so many versions of it now. And I guess in a way, that's why London After Midnight no longer exists. Right? There's just no copies of that around, just still frames. But what we are getting, and I'm actually kind of. Firecracker does need a real good release. I would not be surprised, Paul, if because Scream had Firecracker at one point. I think they had as part of as a 3-pack. So I would figure maybe Firecracker will probably be like one of those Scream, if they still get the rights to it, that is. Scream like site exclusives. If it gets enough, if enough like traction comes in for it. That's it. But out of all this Cynthia Rothrock stuff, by the way, China O'Brien and the Lady Dragon ones are the ones I want most. Oh, and the one where she did that scene. You know the scene I'm talking about. But Vampire, we'll hit it right now, is coming out from Eureka, and I am super stoked with this. We got 3,000 copies. Look at this. This is gorgeous. Carl Theodore Dreyer. By the way, you better be watching like Michael Keene's channel because that's the channel that it's very similar to mine. He's younger and fancier than I am. So there you go. I guess the best way I want to get this up here now so I can see it. I'm looking for something here and I cannot find it. Oh my God. All right, here we go. You pre-ordered this immediately. So we got an all-new 2K restoration, limited edition hardbound slipcase. By the way, just in case if you've never gotten a Eureka release, it's very similar to Second Sight, or say when it comes to the release that like the Nightbreed release was put by Screen Factory, and they're very hard box slipcases. They're not like a thin slip. This is not a Criterion type of thing. That actually have weight to their slipcases. We got a new 2K restoration by the Danish Film Institute, complete in 2020. Two audio commentaries, one by critic programmer Tony Rand, and second by filmmaker and vampire fan Guillermo blah, 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 del Toro. Adventure of the Suit by season 1 4. That's awesome, man. Visual essay by scholar Casper Kleberge. New video interviews with Kim Newman. Two new video interviews. A documentary on the director, deleted scenes, a short film, and a 100-page book. So that's a ton of stuff. This is great. This is gonna, and be honest, guys, this is gonna look amazing. This is number 262 in the Eureka collection, and they went all out to give this a great release. And chef's kiss to that. Hey there, Twisted. Welcome, man. So when I knew I was going to start this here show, the one thing I wanted to start off with before I did anything else was the vampire release, because I think it's so important for cinephiles, for collectors, for people that want to know the history of film and of horror, and just to see really good restoration work. Because 10 years to complete this restoration. Can you imagine the work that's gone into it to do like a 10-year restoration, Vanessa? It is insane that we're seeing this now. And what's even crazier is we're at a point in physical media collecting where we got to be bluntly honest. They said, okay, we can do Vampire, and 3,000 copies are enough. 10 years ago, man, that would have been like 25 or 50,000 copies, but that's what have been, and would have been limited. But now we're at the point where we're the collectors, and we're the people that are keeping the physical media going. Well, you got to buy Vampire Twisted Cinema. I'm just putting it out there. If you don't have the movie, like, you definitely have to buy it. It's the 100th anniversary of Nosferatu. And if you can't get a brand new Nosferatu, which unfortunately we can't right now, well, you can grab the Kino one, which is actually good. But I'm not sure if I put it in the great, put it in the good category. This one here is really nice. And for £25, that's actually a pretty solid price for that release. Now, there's a ton of stuff that I want to look at tonight. We are going to be looking at stuff from Vinegar Syndrome to Severin to Makeflix to Golden Ninja to Kino, which does have Nosferatu, to Scream, to Imprint, to Umbrella, right up to Eureka, and maybe some Second Sight as well. So there is way too much to spend money on. Now, I will be honest, this is the time of year where things are a little bit, and maybe rightfully so, a little bit leaner when it comes to releases. So basically, there's still stuff being released. Just check out Disconnected, just to this. When it comes to like their Twitter feeds, and or Serial at Midnight, actually, those three guys, make sure you're following all three of those guys on Twitter and on YouTube, because that's where you're going to get like all your coverage of these films. When it comes to okay, something's coming out. I wish I had the time to to be able to do that. Unfortunately, day job and yikes. If I didn't have the day job, guys, eventually, when I get to Morocco, I can actually focus a bit more on getting on going all about. But let's like some pictures here for this. So there's the book right here. We got the look at the film, and you can see it's a scholarly look. Well, Michael's the film pro. Michael actually makes movies. This is the thing. He's doing a film right now. Is your thing still open? Is it Indiegogo? It's still open? If it is, check it out. Vanessa, me too. I figure this becomes both our day jobs for me, when I hit Morocco, and I've actually setting up a setup now already for there. So the workers have been putting together our apartment, it is still leaner though compared to some of the other stuff that's out there. Eureka have NTSC. Well, Eureka is a company in the UK. Now, I do think some of the releases are region free though, because I have some of them. Now, if I was asked recently, somebody like texted me and said, "How come you haven't done anything?" Hey there, Antoine, in the movie library recently. Weren't you going to do another movie library video? Well, everything's packed. I got like over 20 boxes, 12 of which are in my dining room. Now, that being said, it's probably going to be at this point maybe next year before I get to Morocco. It's a slow process, but the idea is that we need to have everything packed so we would know, like coverage wise, how things were going to how things are going to go. But what else we got coming from Eureka? Let's not leave them just quite yet. Let's go to their browse all and let's see if we have. So we got Revolver coming from Eureka as well. Oliver Reed. Oh, God, I love Oliver Reed, man. I'm a huge Oliver Reed fan. Roger Salome directed this one. God, I'm going to try and pronounce it again. No, freak this. Okay, how do we do this? Poliziachi. How's that? Is that close? Am I closer this time? Every time I come on, when I have to say this word, I try to pronounce it, and I try. Did you really name your son after Oliver Reed? Oh my God! Then you are way more like me than you realize, and I'm not sure if that's good or not. you're gonna have to like contemplate and reflect on that. But yeah, Oliver Reed and Fabio Tessi, it's gonna be good. Oh, got a Stephen Thrower interview here, man. A Kim Newman interview, archival interview with actor Fabio Testi. Yes, 1080p presentation on Blu-ray from 4K restoration. That's actually pretty cool. Oh, I hope so. I mean, like maybe right now we're thinking within next year, that type of thing. Well, but if it happens like sooner, that'll be fantastic. Limited collector's edition booklet featuring 2 essays by Howard Hughes, author, I'm guessing not Sam, the one covering the background to the Making Revolver, an intensive piece on Ennio Morricone's Eurocrime soundtracks. Anybody ever see that like documentary Eurocrime? I think it's on Tubi right now. I would love to get a physical copy of it somewhere because it's such a good documentary, and it's on the genre. Now, if you have not seen this film, by the way, it's a cool little film. I'll give you here description right here. Here we go. Kidnappers have snatched the wife of Milan's top prison warden, played by Oliver Reed, and demand the release of an inmate, played by Fabio Testi, as ransom. But when the warden allows his prisoner to escape, the two become trapped in a deadly conspiracy that reaches from the halls of the government to the bullet-riddled city streets. Can obsessed lawmen and escaped convicts survive the forces of corruption as well as each other? Or does the ultimate law of society belong to the Revolver? Hey there, DJ. Welcome, man. How is it going with your? Are you missing the better half? Have a great evening, day there, Michael. Enjoy your evening. Family stuff's important, man. Hey there, Elvin. Welcome. All right, so we got a ton of stuff on here. Stephen Thrower, one of my favorite when it comes to write. Obviously, I got the 2 Franco books. I'm going to be doing some Franco stuff soon. Michael did some Franco stuff on his channel too, actually. Franco or Fulci? I'm sure he did some Franco too. So make sure you check that out. DJ, by the way, has an excellent podcast, which I was honored to be on, and got to have him on here as well. Flickering Waves, by the way, has a great little podcast too, which I've been checking. I've been checking a lot of podcasts recently, by the way, guys. Oh, man, she is such a delight. I'm going to say it, DJ. You're better half. Such a nice lady. When we did when I came on for the conversation. sweethearts. I mean, you guys are sweethearts. Your grandfather showed you the Dirty. Your grandfather's a cool man. Dirty Dozen is not just one of my films, but this, by the way, it's Dirty Dozen is one of my better half's favorite films. Like, she loves these action films. Like, that's her thing, man. Mike Malone, that's who did Eurocrime. Thank you, Twisted Cinema. You asked me a lot of questions. I messed up on one that I knew, but I second guessed myself. Possible Frankfurt Severin Black Friday as per Slip Under podcast. I know. What do you think we're getting? I mean, like, so much is out there. Like, there is so much out there when it comes to their the Franco stuff. Like, we've been lucky enough. The guy is prolific in the amount of films that he made. Like him or hate him, it's definitely prolific in the amount of films that he made. Let's look at this one here, by the way, because there's we're gonna look at some Severin stuff in a minute, by the way. About you, The Untouchables, that is so cool. The original series or the film? I love me. I'm a weird person, DJ. I have like where people should have like regular knowledge in their head. It's all been pushed out by weird cinnamon comic book references. So we got here, we got Dread Knight. What an amazing cover this has, by the way. Yon Bao's in this one. In lead, is he the lead? Brian Lung. AME, do you know this one? Vanessa, have a fantastic night. Hope to catch you on the replay, and I'll text you sometime. I want to get you on the channel sometime. Want to get you on here, talk to you on here, promote your channel, pimp it out. Vanessa's like all over the internet. She's become like the Stephen Thrower. She's become like the expert that people go to. So what we got here, we got limited edition O-card slipcase, reversible slipcover, a brand new feature-length audio commentary by Asian film expert Frank Jing, I'm going to go with. Brand new feature-length audio commentary by action cinema experts Mike Leader and Arnie Venema. I've heard a lot of Mike Leader stuff. It's actually pretty good. Archival interview with actress Lily Lee, 20 minutes long. Trailers, limited edition collector's booklet featuring new writers by James Oliver. And the series is really cool. Did you ever watch the 80s, 90s series of like Untouchables with William Forsythe as Al Capone? Because if you haven't checked it out, it's really, really good. There's a two-parter that's specifically really good where, hey, Cinema Dave, welcome, man. Well, you have a fantastic weekend. We got to get together soon. As things go through this, there's so many people that I want to collab with in the next little while. So that's it. My channel's going to end up becoming a collab channel for a while. Hey, I mean, there's so many of you guys that want to get on here. Yeah, I think especially right now. Does he really? See, Jan usually plays like not the lead in most of the films that I know. Maybe you know you would know more than me. Miami Vice Blu-ray, nice. Oh God, that is so cool. I don't have that yet. Do you have leaked DVDs where you can get a physical copy of Eurocrime? Cool. I have checked that out. Thank you. Make sure you're checking the Sim Dave channel, by the way, because there's so many fantastically amazing people. Eric, the Asian movie enthusiast, Cinema Dave. We got Vanessa. We got Michael Keane. We have Brian Sauer. We got Heath. There's so many amazing people on here. We got Flickering Waves podcast. We got the VHS podcast. We got the DJ Anubis's podcast, The Metal Tavern. There's so much great stuff. One of the things I got to say, I'm super, super stoked about is that I may not have a channel that has like the most people, but man, do I ever appreciate the people that are on here and the wide variety of like knowledge and output that they do as well. Nice. I'm glad you liked it. Steinel is such a good film. It's such a beautifully shot film too, Strangeland. It's one of those movies that it just draws you in, and look kind of like the painting draws her in, right? But one thing that I got to say, oh yeah, so the episode has basically Al Capone and Elliot Ness like deciding to go on the same side for a bit because there's a serial killer out there and he's killing children, and they're both dads. And so if you've never seen that 90s era like mission the Untouchable show, definitely check out that. At least check out that 2-part episode because it's really good. Quantum Leap. They actually just announced they're doing a new Quantum Leap, not like a remake, but maybe I like a sequel series. Sounds of Land, Fifth Element, Unbreakable. Nice, Josephine. So Jan Bose doesn't, again, is secondary. Like he's secondary in a lot of his films. Like we got Knockabout here. Another one with Jan Bo and Brian Lung. It's not. I just looked at it. Okay, no, directed by Sammo Hung. 2 versions of the film. Got Cantonese, mono audio, English dubbed, English subtitle. I usually do the subtitle. Sometimes I'll do like dubbed with the martial arts films because it'll take me back to my youth. Brand new feature-length audio commentary with Mike Leader and Arnie Venema. Archival interview with Sammo Hung. Archival interview with Brian Beardy Lung Karyan. Master Chan. There's a bunch of stuff on here as well. So now, if you've never like been into or never had the chance to pick up like the Asian cinema, and you've recently picked up because Arrow's it's so prolific now. Excuse me, pick up the Shaw Brothers box set, which I do have one of these days. Kind of just take the crunch and get for my better half. This is why you gotta check it, Eric's. So, for not about the quality of the film gets progressively better as the film rolls along, finishing in a great 2-on-1 fight at the end. Nice. I do love the case. I gotta say, I do like the way that's done. Like, there's just so much of it out there now when it comes to the martial arts and just the Asian cinema altogether. You're getting stuff like from Eureka, stuff from Second Sight, Criterion is putting on Jackie Chan, and they put out the Lone Wolf and Cub stuff. You're getting stuff coming out from 88 Films that are doing a ton of these releases. Drive by Car. I have not seen it. I don't know if I've seen that one yet. I'll come back too far, but we got the 3 monster tales of sci-fi terror. Man-made monster, the monolith monster, and Monster on Campus. Do I have this as another set? Do you have anything on it with Stephen Jones, Kim Newman commentary on Man-Made Monster, Jonathan Rigby and Kevin Lyons on Monolith Monsters, and Stephen Jones, Kim Newman on Monster on Campus. So Stephen Jones, Kim Newman, I think are going to be probably better. Like, not that the Kevin Lyons, Jonathan Rigby one will be good. It'll be good, but Kim Newman has an infectiousness to his to the way he talks about films, kind of like Stephen Thrower. Like some people, like when you're watching, it's like, what's his name, Ben Stein, and other people, they just have this love for cinema, and you can tell it comes right through in the commentaries, comes through in the way that they talk or discuss. If you've ever listened to like Wes Craven, who has more of a soft-spoken way, but he's a storyteller. He's a storyteller with the camera. Rest in peace, Wes Craven. He was a storyteller if he's just sitting down talking to you. So obviously, Wes Craven, hey there, Mike, welcome. Was taught? It's obvious. The guy has a way to kind of just draw you in. He knows how to do it with the camera. He knows how to do it sitting down and talking on with the camera basically in his face. He's just one of those guys that are really good. That Stephen Thrower is amazing when it comes to doing that type of work as well. And you cannot ever neglect the stuff that comes out from Kim Newman and the greats like Sam Deegan, Ket Ellinger, Heather Drain. Just so many good ones. Jones Newman comments are some of your favorites. They do a really good job, and they complement each other too. Because Jones is more analytical, and Newman is more hyperbolic. We'll just put that. And I do, and when I say that's definitely a complimentary way. Banachek. I loved Banachek back in the day, man. That's one series I don't have. I got like all of Columbo and all of Mcmillan and Wife. Don't have Banachek yet. So we got another one here, Odd Couple, starring Sammo Hung. Sammo Hung is really good, underrated actually. We got a brand new feature length out of commentary by Asian film expert Frank Jing. I'm going to go with again, and martial artist Robert Bobby Samuels. New commentary with Mike Leader and Arnie Venema. We got an interview with director Lo Kar Wing. Another interview with Beardy Lung Karyan. So I'm going to guess these are they're putting these out together. Sam Deegan is just so cool. Sam Deegan is one of those people I would love to meet and just converse with, because we got like and definitely have a lot of the same tastes. Alex Cox is great with stuff like that. Alex Cox has a great love for spaghetti westerns. He one of the first kind of films that was when a company reached out to me to review a film. Like one of the first ones was a film by Alex Cox. It was kind of a modern day western, kind of the OK Corral, but with some modern aspects to it. It was really, really different and kind of subversive and unique, and I really liked the way that was done. Oh, the Wraith is really good. I remember the Wraith. I remember it took me forever to find out. And now I don't have there's a new one out there, which I still don't have yet. Let's go to the big ones right now. The big ones for a lot of you guys here. Let's look at Severin. And we'll go to Vinegar Syndrome as well. Because we know the big Mardi Gras Massacre bundle is coming out. I talked about it last time on the channel. I know there's some people out there that haven't checked this out. And I guess it's time for me to do that YouTube thing, right? All right, so let's do this really quickly so I can get on with this video. Hi there. If you are enjoying this video either live or enjoying this video watching this in a replay, and you like the channel, please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that little belly icon so that you know when future videos are coming up. I do have a little thing down below there if you want to help donate to the channel to keep it going, or you can check out my merch store, which now has brand new merch in it, and there's some more merchandise coming up this week, including new t-shirts and our first ever Cult of Comics merchandise. Thank you for getting past this portion of the video, and now back to your regularly scheduled programming. All right. There you go. Thank you, DJ. Now, we got a bunch of stuff here to look at, and we've looked at a bunch of this here before. I just think some of this is insanely good. We got a new novelization coming out. I love the first novelization that they ever did, which was of a film that doesn't exist. They didn't put it out. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But a movie called Cruel Jaws. It might have got him into a little bit of trouble first, but so if anybody was able to get that novelization when it came out, I'll just pop over and I'll show you what I mean. It's so good. Do I have it here or did I pack it already? Don't think I packed it. Oh, recent buy was this here book. The Mask of the Red Death, which came out around the same time that the movie Mask of the Red Death. This is Tales of Mystery and Imagination by Edgar Allan Poe. And you can see the picture on the back. Anywho, I do collect books as well, guys. And I like movie novelizations. Somebody sent me once for my birthday last year, I think, sent me the novelization for Friday the 13th. So this is the Cruel Jaws novelization done by Brad Carter. He has been their go-to guy when it comes to these books, and he does a really good job. Cruel Jaws is sleazy, but he makes the book just a little bit sleazier. Let's see if there's anything I can read, a dramatic reading from Cruel Jaws. I'm just going to pick one at random. You could tell by the mayor's office that the man really thought nope. The kid took the news about as well as anyone could have. Francis had been lucky on that score. Cops in bigger jurisdictions, they probably got tagged with bad news delivery duty all the time. In Hampton Bay, he hadn't been forced to be the grim messenger more than a handful of times. Automobile fatalities, boating accidents, the odd firearm incident, that was it. This was the first time he had to tell a man that his girlfriend had bled out in a Coast Guard helicopter after having her legs bitten off by a shark. For what it's worth, Frances said, unable to look Billy in the eyes. I don't think she suffered. I'm trying to keep it PG, Mike. Hey there, I've had a possum. Welcome, man. Did you guys see the thing on on Daredevil? Like some people kind of flipped because Charlie Cox said, well, I wouldn't mind doing a Daredevil like PG series if you wanted to go on with it. I'm like, Charlie, man, the Netflix Daredevil series was PG to begin with. That wouldn't change it. Heart-wrenching. That's it. Electric Dream. Love is Love. Oh, yeah. Love it. I love the song Love is Love from that. Like, listen to that song and, it's a romantic song. Okay, we got Hey, Stop Stabbing Me. It's by the guys that did Sonic and Sonic 2. I did actually like the Sonic film. So Hey, Stop Stabbing Me looks hilarious, by the way. If you have not checked it out, check out the trailer for this because I think it's going to make you want to buy the film. It looks funny as hell. And it's that kind of subversive style humor done like shot on video earlier stuff, but not like you could tell. Like you can see some people shot on video stuff and you're like, oh my God, this totally is just shot on video. Literally what this is. Terry Kosh. See, I gotta get somebody on the channel to talk about something. I was lucky enough. I had Jamie on the channel, Jamie Blanks. I had Mike Thorne from it was a fantastic author. If you've not checked out his books, please do. He does amazing stuff. I'd still like to get Wall from Howlin' Wolf Records because I listen. When I say I listen to the Howlin' Wolf Records, like, yeah, I have the CDs around the house all the time. And this one's right here by my computer because I've got like the DVD CD player there. Phantom of the Paradise is fantastic. Blood is a great film. My favorite, though, still, can you guess it? Can you guess what my favorite is? Can anybody here guess what my favorite De Palma film is? Let's see who guesses it first. But Hey, Stop Sag Me, really cool release. Definitely check this one out. The Big Sleazy by Jack Wise, double feature. So if you're a fan of Mardi Gras Massacre, this is the way to know. If you liked Mardi Gras Massacre and you want more of that style and just maybe even a little bit sleazier than Mardi Gras Massacre, then the Big Sleazy double feature is what you want because it's by the same guy. We got a Mardi Gras Massacre. Like, have a great day there, Twisted. And thank you so much for coming in. Mike is right. It is Body Double. That's my favorite. Not only does Body Double have my favorite like storyline for any Brian De Palma film, but it has a cameo by one of my favorite actors from the daytime soap opera genre, which is Lane Davies, who played many characters, but mostly, I guess, known for back then. If you ever heard of a show called Santa Barbara, he played Mason Capwell, a role that I did go out for and didn't get. Just so you know, and I was way too young. But yes, I did do an audition tape. Now I can do it. Look at the beard. See, my beard has a mind of its own. Now I can do the Mason Capwell beard, even though, come to think of it, neither Terry Lester, rest in peace, or oh my God, he's a Canadian actor too, guy that played on Adam on the original Dynasty series. How's this blanking on me? Come on, I'm not. Come on, before. Come on. Gordon Thompson. There, I should never forgotten the name. Both actors that got the Mason Capwell role afterwards, neither of them had beards, but I still was too young. I think I was like, was it 19 or 20 when I tried for that? I was young anyway. For those that don't know, this guy here almost went into acting. I just went into a different direction, but I had a lot of things put out there. Do I have any Superboy comic books? Not anymore. I used to have a huge collection of them, though, back in the day. Superboy and Doll H for Hero, which was Adventure Comics then, and a lot of GI Combat stuff, a lot of Batman. The Batman movie's out. Has anybody seen the Batman movie? Is anybody excited for the Batman movie? Well, as we go through this. So what do we got here? I got to make sure this is going to be safe. So we have for the big bundle, we have the Mardi Gras Massacre with the Blu-ray with the exclusive slipcover, the Big Sleazy Jack Wise double feature Blu-ray, the Hey Stop Stabbing Me special edition Blu-ray, the novelization of Mardi Gras Massacre, a comic book of Mardi Gras Massacre too, by the way, an American Splatter Movies enamel pin, and a shot glass with Mardi Gras beads. And also, since we're saying that, I'm gonna put that there. If you ever find yourself doing looking at a movie and playing some cool little drinking games, then look for the Call Cinema shot glass on Call Cinema merchandise store, because I now have a shot glass specifically to do drinking games. I gotta buy some of those. Gotta buy some more merchandise, probably to bring a channel. See, I don't think that's true. Like Fuzz, like it's especially with Batman. Like, there's been so many interpretations of Batman over the years, and none of them are the same. From like Tim Burton's to Schumacher's to Christopher Nolan's to the latest one, they're drastically different from one another. I do think that they're going down a darker like path, and I'm still not sure how I feel about that. But like for me, I haven't seen the new one, but I do know that my favorite is still the Tim Burton Batman. I like Michael Keaton. I really do. I think he really makes a great Batman. I really, the worst Batman that we've had, worst actor playing Batman. I don't know. George Clooney's walking through it. But yeah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to put it at the Christian Bale. I mean, he was that he got to the point where the gruff voice was hilarious, and I felt like I can MST3K the films, and these are like well-made films. I don't want it to go any darker than it's got now, and I'm so iffy on the darkness that we have right now. Did I lose 2 people because I said it was Severin? Actually, I'm expecting that to come really soon, Paul. So for those that don't know, there's a Black Emmanuel set coming out, and for those that don't know what Black Emmanuel is, because it's not something like that everybody's going to know for right out the gate, and it's Laura Gemser. As an actress, she did a lot of Italian films, and she did a series called Black Emmanuel. And Laura Gemser actually got her initial start in the Emmanuel series, in Emmanuel 2, starring Sylvia Crystal. She was one of the girls in the nude massage scene in Emmanuel 2. She was one of the masseuses. From there, she went on to do her own Emmanuel series, where the Emmanuel, kind of the French Emmanuel series, is more on I guess the growth exploration of like female sexuality. The Black Emmanuel series is much more of an exploitation series that's done with more action and more kind of exploitation-y plot lines. Kind of when you're things like, she's going after cannibals, she's trying to get like corrupt like prison guards, and she's doing all kinds of different things. Now there is a third Emmanuel kind of knockout series with one end. Which is the Italian Emmanuel series, which uses different actors through the series to play Emmanuel. And in those, the Emmanuel character is, she can be killed at the end of the film. Then they'll just bring her back with another actress with the same name in another film. Where's Batman, Val Kilmer, or George Clooney? Out of those two, George Clooney, though he looks more like Batman than Val Kilmer did. I thought Christian Bale did a really good job when he was playing Bruce Wayne, but he didn't do as great a job. Hey, Jordan, welcome. It's been a long time, man, since you got a live stream. He didn't do such a good job when he played Batman. And I don't think, I'm going to say it, I'm going to put it out here. I don't think it's totally Bale's fault. I think it's Nolan's fault for not reining him in. Now, that being said, holy crap, is The Dark Knight a fantastic film? Barman and Robin. I kind of want to see Barman and Robin, or Barman and Mike. I know it's a typo, but I love it. It's a fantastic typo. Barman forever. I'm just going to... it's like, well, we're closing in 10 minutes. I'm going to stay here and drink, and you can't stay. That is a highlight. Thank you. Heath Ledger is so good. He really, really went into that role. He did a great job. What can you had Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson, like, and people like one of the great actors of all time, of our generation. Definitely one of the great actors of our generation. And at this date, I think it's underrated that he doesn't get enough credit. And you're Heath Ledger, and you're young, and you're up and coming, and you're doing on a role that's been done by an icon. Like, there's no two ways around it. Like, Jack Nicholson's an icon, and he was made to play that role. You just got to do a bit of Jack and just do some great stuff. So I was really, really like hesitant to like even like Heath Ledger, because I was invested, right? But man, did he do a great job. Now, initially when I saw it, I'm like, that's not my Joker. That's not the way I see the Joker being. I have one of the serials, but I don't have the second one. I need to get the other one. If no one had The Dark Knight, he says The Darkest Night. A Knight's Tale. Now, there's a good movie. One of my better has favorite movies, by the way. People are like, this stream is all over the place. Welcome to my channel. But you will find all kinds of movie stuff in here, like films above. We got Out of the Blue coming out. Anybody buy Out of the Blue? Finally, the right slips up there. If anybody remembers, when this came out, it was like they showed the DVD, and Severin had the Blu-ray slipcover edition, and it was still the DVD, the DVD picture that they're showing up here. So Out of the Blue is a film by Dennis Hopper. It's, how would you put it? Maybe a punkish style film, I guess. Like a ton of features. It's a fantastic film. I mean, there's like no going around. Like, that Severin is actually putting out like some quality films. I did not know the new Catwoman movie was something that existed. I'll definitely check them out. But Out of the Blue, of course, House on the Edge of the Park. I think they had to do like a new disc for that one. Ballad and Blood, Forbidden Doors. Iffy on that, actually. Let's go over to Vinegar Syndrome, because this was a good month for Vinegar Syndrome. I thought you did, John. Hey, GoPro, welcome. It is a great film, and it definitely is a downer. But it's that type of film. It's like when you go and watch something like Out of the Blue, Flickering, or you go and watch a film like Kids, for instance, or hell, you go watch a season of Skin, the original UK series. Then you know what you're getting, or Euphoria. You kind of know what you're getting, because unfortunately, we tend to like ourselves. Thinking back, we tend to idolize like our youth and what happened in our youth. But I'll be honest, like shows like Euphoria, realistic to the youth than your average John Hughes film. And I love John Hughes. Like I watch me some Breakfast Club more than probably almost any other film I got watched my collection. I love Breakfast Club. I was so in love with Ali Sheedy during watching Breakfast Club. Okay, we got some great releases right here as well. We got some great stuff coming up, and we got Talents of the Eagle as well. I'm sorry, I'm not sold on the Billy Blanks stuff. I'm guessing they got this for fairly cheap. I'm gonna buy it. You know, I'm gonna buy it. I'm buying the VSA stuff. So, and it'll be fun, cheesy action. Like, I'm not expecting. Just go in with like, what's that Saturday Night Live thing they used to do? Oh yeah, Lowered Expectations. Remember that? Date profile number 337. So Talons of the Eagles, going with low expectations with that one. Probably had fun with it. That's my riddle book written by the Riddler. It is. Do I like the Black Alien? I actually do, Vincenzo. I dug the heck out of him. Probably because like my favorite blaxploitation horror film is Sugar Hill. So if you haven't seen Sugar Hill, definitely check that out. But I really did love the Black Alien films. Again, they had the actor that that starred in the role was a Shakespearean actor, and he put a kind of gravitas to this, where this could have came across very badly, right? It was called Blackula. This could have came across very, very negatively, but it didn't. And he did, and he just brought like a whole new like level to the character. I really did like the Blackula films. Black to Scream, okay, not as much, even though it's got like Pam Grier in it. The first one I think is my favorite of the two of them. I usually put on like the Blackula and the Count Yorga at the same time, and I kind of do that. I would love to have a 7 year subscription. I don't think, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I don't know if I do the Vinegar Syndrome subscription again, even though I love their stuff, just because some of it is for me, and honestly, some of it that they're putting out now, like, is for a lot of people, but it's not for me. And that's not like nothing against like some of the stuff that's coming up for Vinegar Syndrome, but in all honesty, like, I wouldn't buy a Cardona set. I don't want to buy more of the Ebola Syndrome. I'm selling my Ebola Syndrome and Cardona set. Like, that's the to be honest with you guys. So many people are huge fans of that, but it's just not for me, and that's okay, because there's a lot of people it's for. I'm not good. That's there you go. There you go, man. I'm selling mine. I'm selling my first things I've ever sold or kind of flipped. I'm getting rid of the Cardona, and I'm getting rid of the Ebola Syndrome. Those are the two that are going from my collection. Like, literally, when I packed up my stuff, because I already packed my Vinegar Syndrome stuff, one of the things I looked at was like, okay, I'm not packing these two. I'm not taking them to Morocco with me. They're not coming. Well, I'll sell them, I'll trade them, I'll do something, but I'll definitely kind of get rid of. I haven't got the Nosferatu. I haven't got almost anything this year, Mike. It's just been like a lot of people. We're going into March is my birthday month. This is my birthday month, guys. Hey there, Matt. Well, welcome, man. So this is the Aaron birthday month, but it's a lean birthday month, and like a lot of people, we got hit hard at the end of last year. So I don't go into it too much. That's depressing, depressingness on the channel. But yeah, so we've I think the last movie that I bought, like actual bought, as in kind of like a new boutique label, was probably in December. So my last like big unboxing for a boutique label was actually would have been in January. There's so much up, man, when it comes to this stuff here. But there's been some good stuff. The thing that kills me, though, is like, Seven Kids going to release anymore. I hope so. Peanut Butter Solution was a really good film. If you've never seen that, it's a weird ass film, but I really enjoy it. Thank you, Entertainment Hell. I love your name, by the way. So this is a cool 4K. This is one that I do want, and that is Schizoid and Barbie Benton's X-Ray. So I have the. Hey there, Isoid. Welcome. It is going okay, man. How's it going with you? This there was a double feature put out by Scream Factory. It basically is that's packed too, but it's sort of like featureless, pretty much featureless. I think there's maybe one interview or something on there, but this is loaded with features. It's a 3-disc set. You got 2 4K Ultra HDs, 1 Reach and A Blu-ray, which I'm going to guess is the extras. They haven't really said, but I'm going to guess it is. So we got here we have brand new interviews on this one. Do you have a commentary on this one? I don't think we got a commentary. We got a documentary in lieu of it, right? Hey there, Justin. You were mentioned at the beginning this video. I pimped out your channel, man. I pimped out your channel and your and your Twitter and your podcast. This is Brian Sauer. Brian Sauer does Just to This podcast, Pure Cinema Podcast, which is the official podcast of New Beverly. And so you know what that means, right? There are some episodes with Quentin Tarantino, the man himself, on there. I'm super jealous about that. And he also has a YouTube channel that you guys should be watching on a regular basis, because it is so good. But yeah, Schizoid, X-Ray. It's a me thing. I like these films. I kind of dig these films. Hard Rock Zombies, I was iffy on as a double feature, because I was kind of mad on Hard Rock Zombies. But you know what? I like Slaughterhouse Rock. I'm that weird like person that, like, I'm not sure on Hard Rock Zombies, but Slaughterhouse Rock, I kind of dig this one. I remember this one in my VHS days. And I think a lot of this comes out to because let's be honest, a lot of the releases that's coming out now, we get a lot of these here because of like we got our happy nostalgia glass on. That's not a bad thing either, by the way. But some of these things here, if this would have came out like 10, 15 years ago, Franklin Jella's my Dracula, man. Like I grew up, you have to understand, I grew up in the 70s, was a teenager in the 80s. Franklin Jella was the Dracula I got to see in theater. So for me, like my dad was like, not so much on it. But I love your Tales from the Crypt thing, Goblins. But yeah, I love Dracula. I love Franklin Jella's Dracula. But Slaughterhouse Rock, I would always see in my video store, and I rented it a few times actually, because it's got a freaking cover, man. Look at the cover on this; it's gorgeous. Like, I'm gonna put it out there. Like, look at the cover for Hard Rock Zombies. Look at the cover for Slaughterhouse Rock. Watch that. That actually not a bad double feature. This is a superior cover. This is by far the superior cover. So again, we'll do this right now. Slaughterhouse Rock, Hard Rock Zombies. I don't know. This looks like something I might draw. For those that don't know, I went to school for visual arts too. Yeah, I went to school for journalism, visual arts. Eventually, did business, and I love Summer Party Massacre. All three of them. I like all three of them, man. And I like the Sorority House Massacre films as well. First one's a bit dry, but the two and three, like part 2 and Hard to Die, excellent. Gotta love yourself some. I think it was Michael Keane, Scott, on his merch store, Orville Ketchum T-shirt, which I wish I thought of first, but oh my god, it's genius. It's insane. It's just the cover's not very good. Like Hard Rock Zombies, I knew, but when I saw the cover, I was like, "Yeah, do I really want that?" I love the new Summer Party Massacre. If you're talking about the remake or the sequel, that requel, I guess we'll call it, right? We're going in Screamwise, going requel. Oh man, it is so freaking good. I did not expect anything out of that, but no. I think that they could have done with not making the new line Friday 13th and kept on Paramount. I wish Paramount would have kept Friday 13th franchise and put it straight to video, because what we needed, Vince, was we needed like 13 like Friday 13th films. Maybe go with there. If I would have been behind the scenes though, Jason mightn't have came back. I might have went ahead with the whole Tommy thing. I want more Friday 13th films. I guess that's the thing. I'm like, man, I want more. Reform Schoolgirls, great film by Tom DeSimone. It's a lot of fun. No, don't go in expecting this to be ultra sleazy. It's not as sleazy as it looks. But they can though. They can. I'll take place. Can't just like, but actually they can. Because if anything, if reading the offshoot comics and stuff, Videodrome, if anything, that, oh my god, yes they can. Or watching the New Line Cinema films, you're like, wait a second, maybe they should, because oh god, I like them both actually. I'm one of the few people that like the 2013 remake of Carrie. People are like, oh no, she's too pretty to play Carrie. You don't get it. They didn't get it. Like the bullying aspect. It's very tame, actually. It's a very tame film. The bullying aspect doesn't mean how pretty or attractive or unattractive somebody is. Well, there's very little to do with that. I was a super hot dude, man. I'm not gonna... Here we go. Reform School Goes is fun. I mean, I don't know if I'd buy if I want this edition right now. There's some great stuff on it though. I mean, I think, isn't there good commentary on this one? No, I guess not the one. So documentary though. But I got like an Arrow DVD of this one. Do I remember? My dad would never let me forget the Hammer Dracula films, Vince, because the thing is, I'm a huge Dracula fan. My dad grew up watching the the films like in the theater, so I knew like Hammer Dracula even before I'd seen it. Great Bowling, 3 o'clock. 3 o'clock is such a good film. Down to the Eagles, it's there. I mean, eventually I'll get it. This is something I want during a sale, though. It's not something that I want to pay full price for. Did you like Girls Night Out? That was cool. Listen, did you like the bear mascot thing? That was unique. Madman, yeah, the 4K Madman is here. I definitely want this. I want Dracula Sucks too. That's an adult film, by the way, guys. It's not re-releases though. I mean, like they may be re-releases from other companies, but you got to understand, Laura, that if somebody wanted to buy like Schizoid and X-Ray and did like that Scream Factory, although you might have it double feature, is not available anymore. You know, reform school girls. If you don't live in the UK, if you don't buy like Arrow releases, you may not have grabbed this one. I don't think Slaughter High. I'm not sure that one's ever got Slaughterhouse Rock's ever got one. So yeah, for me, it's not too many when it comes to that. I actually like it. Well, I was like I told you, Matt, when I did my first video on Dracula Sucks. I'm not sure if you were in that. No, that was on one of my Patreon videos, I think. That I watched this movie when I was a kid because, and I love Prom Night, by the way. I love all the Prom Nights, even Part 4. I like the TV remake. The TV remake, for those who don't know, it was a 2-part miniseries with oh God, who was it again? The girl from May. And anyway, so they were going to make a TV series out of it, so they had to do it in a different way. It had planned to become an ongoing series, so there had to be a bit of a twist, a bit of a change at the end of Carrie. I was kind of hoping they would have done a series out of it, but it's probably better that they didn't. To be honest with you, I think maybe Angela Bettis. Is Angela Bettis in that Carrie in the TV one? Yeah. So Dracula Sucks. I was around 11 or 12 years old. Well, I was pretty young anyway. So I went to my local video store, and there was an adult section, and there was this like it had the curtain and there was a door. There was a curtain and a door. You didn't need both, but they had both. Anyway, so Dracula Sucks was not in the adult portion, and because it just had Dracula on it, and they didn't think of it as like okay, oh, this is going to be like a Dracula, porn. They didn't know it, so they rented it to me, and yeah. So I got home. Well, I was really surprised when I saw it. You like The Rage? The Rage was never supposed to be Carrie, like it was again like many of the Hellraiser films. Carrie 2, The Rage was a vastly had nothing to do with Carrie, and they put Carrie characters in at the kind of the last minute to kind of do kind of go popular with the Carrie stuff. But I actually liked it. I enjoyed it. I saw it in theater. But yeah, so they rented me Dracula Sucks, and I was like 12 years old. Oh, I watched it, man. Are you serious? That rental was paid for. And like you have to remember, man, I am a kid from the 80s. So for those that don't realize this, if you grew up in the time that I grew up in, like, did you see any of these adult films? Oh my God, yes. This was the start of the VHS rental era. Kids from the 80s, we saw it all. Is it a gory horror film? We've probably seen it. Is it a drama film? We saw it. Is it an action film? Yes, we saw it. Is it an adult film? Oh my God, yes, we've seen most of those too. It's one of the good things about growing up in the 80s. I think it's sad. Yes, I always feel sad that like gym teacher, but it's kind of collateral damage really when you think about it. How many times to watch it? It is more than I care to admit, Mike. But I actually really did like that film. I really did. I think for like an adult version of Dracula, it was actually really well done. People think like bypass or look at some of the more adult cinema. I can't talk about too much. This is a regular video, and I get stricken out. Oh, I'm going to strike down anyway. I don't get like monetized at all anymore. But that's why you see that little thing down below the scrolling thing with the donate button and the super chat. That's because Aaron doesn't get monetized anymore. So anytime you guys can help out, it's much appreciated. But anytime, I yeah, I thought it was well done. And there's a lot of like films that are in the X-rated category. They're actually decently done films. You know, there's one. They call it Murder Baby, which had a different title too, but that was extremely well done. Now, the '92 version of Dracula by Francis Ford Coppola is my sister's Dracula. I enjoyed it, but it took me a while to enjoy it. I didn't like it when I first saw it. To be honest with you, I like the beginning of it. I like the aspect of like how they were going with the origin of Dracula. Um, Doing the kind of like having to be the kind of the Vlad Tepes character and his wife getting killed and him renouncing God and all that type of stuff and going with that. I love that. But there are some aspects of it I was kind of iffy on. I love Anthony Hopkins, and I think Anthony Hopkins is a great person as well as a great actor. But I really didn't like his take on Van Helsing. Actually, Love at First Play by sort of the Gay Blade. There were two out. Those were two like recent watch, like kind of recurring watches in my like. I had the book, the novelization of Zora the Gay Blade, and you know where I got it at? I think I got it from Scholastics. It's like this. It's a different era, guys. Don't judge me. Um, but Madman again, a great one there. We got a corruption. It's just the same corruption. It's just got a new disc on that. A Drop Dead Fred. A lot of people are like rag on this one. I actually really like Drop Dead Fred. Did I like the original Halloween or the remake? I like the original. The remake, I'm iffy on. I don't like it very much. Like honestly, H2 by Rob Zombie. It's one of the worst films I've ever seen in my life. Like whether it be like the over stylized of it or the bad writing, especially the bad writing. Oh my god, the writing's so bad. And for those that don't know this or you're newer to the channel, hi, my name is Aaron. There's a time when I used to want to be an actor. I spent a lot of time doing that. I used to write some stuff, and bad writing is something that makes me cringe. Like especially like I can take some stuff, but Rob Zombie needs somebody to say no. He needs somebody. I got a feeling, and this is a shame because I think Rob Zombie is actually extremely talented. I'm going to go out there. Uh, I think Rob Zombie is extremely talented, but he's at a point in his career where somebody has to get there and say no, like no. Because like no, this isn't working. No, this is going a little bit too overboard. And I like some people are worried about the monsters. I'm not worried about the monsters. Rob Zombie's a huge monsters fan. Well, I'm talking about the Halloween 2 video drum. Sorry if I didn't make it more clear, by Rob Zombie. And Laurence Olivier was an amazing Van Helsing, actually. Underrated Van Helsing. People, I'm glad you said that because a lot of people really like Olivier is one of the great actors of all time. And he acted like he could act. And he never went into any like BS type of like there was no like, oh, I'm going to method act. Olivia hated method actors. He hated method acting. He thought it was the worst thing. Well, you either acted or you didn't act. You're lucky enough that somebody gave you money to go out on the stage or get in front of a camera and play act for a living. Not an easy thing to do, by the way. But if you're lucky enough to have the ability to do that, then do it. Don't like go into this method thing. Oh, I got to make myself. Oh, if I can't make myself be the character, no. Just do it. Just go on there, and this is how you tell it. Like a really great actor from like somebody that probably doesn't work for it too much is the camera goes on, and they're that person, and the camera goes off, and they're themselves. It's amazing, amazing, huh? But yeah, Olivier truly one of the greats. Udo Kier, I love Udo Kier. Did you? What have you watched it yet? Forgotten Jolly Volume 4. I don't have that one yet, man. That's the one I need. I'm really, really excited about Forgotten Jolly Volume 4. Some people ragged on it. man. But I'm a super big fan of a lot of the films in that. I don't remember Arabella as well, but man, do I remember the hell of Sister Ursula, which I thought was really, really good. Barbara Mcnulty is the star of Sister of Ursula. So Barbara Mcnulty, for those that are not like into the Italian stuff as much, she's really good. She actually has a small but kind of cool part in Suspiria. She's kind of speaking of bully, she's kind of the bully character to Jessica Harper in the movie Suspiria. So she's the lead in Sister of Ursula. She's really good in it. You do, Maddie, you do. It's such a cool film. I love. See, me and my better half, my better half didn't watch yet. Me and Raj, my cousins, actually, we watched the Paul Morrissey's Dracula, and man, do we enjoy it! Like we still got to watch Flesh for Frankenstein yet. I'm waiting for my disc to come. I just heard it got sent, but yeah, because Raj is like, I got to see Flesh for Frankenstein after he saw like Dracula. There's my stuttering coming in. For those that don't know, every once in a while you're gonna hear me stutter. Why is that? Because when I was a young kid, I've got epilepsy, and I stuttered so much that you could barely understand me speaking. So the fact that I'm on camera speaking on a regular basis is utterly blows my mind sometimes. Like to this day, even though it's been years since I've had the issues like with like being able to speak on camera or being able to speak, period. There's still times that it hits me while I'll be doing a video or I'll be doing something. I'll be on the phone and it'll hit me like there was a time that I didn't think I was going to be able to get myself across to people and on a regular basis, and I got bothered, I got teased, I got bullied for that. I remember being a kid and having a stutter so bad it was hard to get words out. So there was these two bullies, and what they would do is they would put me in a circle, and they would get me to swear because the F word, the F sound, is really hard when you stutter, and they would like kind of like they'd say say it like speak type of thing, and then they just there was a circle, so they just push me. And I tried to get out. They pushed me back until I did. So there's part of my past. Strange and have a great evening, man. Jessica Walters, Miss Man. Jessica Walters was amazing. You do have to get Fade to Black and Burnt Offerings. Two great films. Did acting help? Actually, very much so. See, what happened was I went to Ontario. I went to Mississauga. Actually, I went to Lakeshore Elementary School, and there was a teacher there. She was having her first kid. She was pregnant. And she just looked at me and she said, no, this is not going to go on the way that's going on right now. And I mean in a very good way. I became her pet project. So she had me read in front of the class. She showed me like different plays and different books. And she made me kind of aware of the fact that this didn't have to be my lot in life. I could go farther. I could talk. I could learn to speak. I could learn to enunciate, and that's what comes into it. So, by the way, if you're ever listening, if you're watching like an actor that's from Canada, and especially in the older days, and you're noticing that they have a particularly like strong voice or a very unique like speech pattern, a lot of times that's because the Canadian accent, especially in certain areas, can be very strong. So when people go onto the stage or they go to decide that they're going to act, that what they'll do is they'll really kind of work on enunciation and on their voice. So I can't sing, by the way, for like I can't carry a tune, but I did do some singing classes and I did do some enunciation classes, and just basically to kind of get to the point where I am now, I guess. But it's all thanks to my teacher when I was in elementary school. So, and I acted after her. I was in every play every year. The only time that I wasn't, I think, was in grade 11, and that's because I was going to visit my mom. So I had to step out of the lead, and I directed that play. So that was actually interesting. They're like the 1979. Oh man, I saw it on TV when it originally came on. I was 8 at the time, And I remember, was it? This was. I remember hiding behind the couch. Like here, like people talk about Doctor Who and talk like hiding behind the couch stuff. I remember hiding behind the couch to watch Salem's Lot. Unfortunately, Veronica Carlson, sadly, rest in peace, did pass away, as did Mitchell Ryan, who was a fantastic actor, and you'll probably remember him from like Halloween 6, among many other things. But he was in Halloween 6. He was also, it was Jeremy's father and All My Children. So if anybody can get that throwback. But when I wrote a script for a Halloween sequel, and I did write a script for a Friday 13th sequel, sorry, um, I wrote it with the character of Mr. Voorhees being in it, and Mitchell Ryan was my choice to play that role. Well, your voice is probably better than mine. I literally, like, if you hear me like even like attempt singing on here, Lee, it's really bad. But know that when I do it, it's for fun and because I love it. I know I'm a horrible singer. I don't think Barbara Steele was ever in any Hammer films. She did like a lot of Italian stuff. Barbara Steele was an English actress that, by the way, guys, that did a lot of Italian films. I actually thought she was Italian for years. He did. He had a good part in Dark Shadows, but that wasn't like the only soap he was in. He actually was in Peyton Place as well. He had a big part in that, in the original Peyton Place storyline. The mysterious guy that comes into town, that was Mitch Ryan. Are you Canadian, Lee? Because radio show on CBC in the 50s. Like CBC was my jam. Obviously, that's all we had to watch. Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. When I was doing journalism, we had a big journalism convention my first year there, and we all went out and we got to hang out with some people from CBC and NTV and places, and it was really fun, actually. Very smart people. All right, I guess I'm getting off track, ain't I? All right. So we looked at Severin, we looked at Vinegar Syndrome. We got like Drop Dead Fred coming out. It's already out now. It's a really good little fun film. It's a cult film. Not everybody likes it. Sister, I like this film. This is one I would like to get. I don't remember. I don't think I've seen Wolfpack. I don't remember it if I did. Not at all. This is the only VSI that I can honestly say I thought about like passing on. French Canadian is different. It is. Unfortunately, Josephine, do you know that sometimes the French Canadian like accent and style of talk gets made fun of by people in Europe or people that talk French, like European French? It happens, unfortunately. We get picked on a lot, man. Canadians get picked on a lot. It's a good thing we're super chill. Je m'appelle Aaron. All right. Flesh for Frankenstein, definite recommendation. Ebola syndrome, it's a pass for me. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm selling this mother. Anybody don't have Ebola syndrome wants it. Oh, dude, Lee, you win this thing up. Trauma is a good one. Steel and Lace, I think, was pretty much the knockout of the park for that month. Steel and Lace was the one. Like, I love Flesh for Frankenstein, great film, wonderful film. But Steel and Lace is kind of that one that kind of came out from the kind of getting negative. Oh my God, are you serious? This is me. This is my channel. I've been here for 10 years. Do you know the negative view stuff that I've had to go through? Let's drop it for Make Flicks really quickly. We got Angel Eyes here again. I get notifications, so I don't need to do that again, guys. 20% off of all sales to help Ukraine. That's pretty awesome. Bloodletting. We might have the newer edition of this one. I'm pretty sure I got an old one. Percy the Erotic Tiki and Ghost in a Teeny Bikini. God, I love that cover, right? Live in Ontario. I used to live in Ontario. I lived in Mississauga, Ontario for a while. I lived in Ottawa, Ontario. And I lived in Toronto, Ontario. I actually lived close to downtown. Downtown wasn't as nice a place as it is right now. In addition to the Haunting, Fear Dwellers is here. This is some of the Sterling stuff right here. Pretty sure this is Sterling. This got to be David Sterling. Just the way it's done. Looks like David Sterling. Maybe not, but yeah, Sterling Entertainment. So Makeflix has teamed up with David Sterling recently to put out a lot of David Sterling stuff. So if you've ever seen any of those Camp Blood films, that would be David Sterling. Because this is Montreal. I hope they live in the Plateau area. Plateau area in Montreal. Mwah. Chef's kiss. One of my favorite areas in all of Canada. I love the Plateau area. So those there that are Canadian or just wondering, Montreal, the greatest area in Montreal is the Plateau. So the Plateau is where you get a lot of artsy people, kind of a lot of artsy people, a lot of geek chic in the Plateau. So there's a whole lot of people. There's some great murals around there, and there's a fantastic shop. I'm not a big meat eater, big meat, but there's Schwartz's smoked meats, Montreal smoked meat sandwiches are to die for. So you really, really have to try those if you ever go into the Montreal area. And also, if you're going to go to Juliette de Chocolat, which is really freaking good. This, by the way, Dave, this is Makeflix. So this is done by J.R. Bookwater. He's been on Serial Minute's channel a couple times at least. Been interviewed on there. I would love to have J.R. Bookwater on my channel actually. So it's a lot of kind of shout on video stuff, a lot of the early stuff. So Jared Bookwater, when he initially came, I think a lot of this came out when he was doing The Dead Hate the Remember The Dead Hate the Living. So that's his. And he put that out on his own. And I'm not quite sure if like everything else came after that or not, but it's Dead Next Door, isn't it? Dead Next Door. There, but it all seems like this was the start of it. Why did I say The Dead Hate the Living? Oh, anyway, I like Jack Palance Dracula. I'm as a Canadian fan of Jack, some of them. I depends. I really have to remember right now. I had to look at Guy Madden's like filmography. Monica Gabrielle should be more aerodynamic. Monica Gabrielle's gorgeous, man. I love the look of these. They have kind of a very comic booky look to these covers. And for those that if you don't know, I'm a huge comic book geek. Like who doesn't know at this point? I try to do call to comic videos on here. Sadly, they don't get as many views as my other videos. But if you have not checked out my call to comic videos or my Scream video, for instance, which I worked really hard on, guys, check them out. I love these covers. Like, look at this stuff, man. It is cheesy. It is cheesy fun. Camp Blood stuff. See, this is probably on like 2 or 3 Blu-rays. I would kind of get the box set, like $110, but still, I get the Dick McConnell. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. You know, you do not know how much I appreciate that because I put a lot of work into those, and some people don't check them out. So I feel it gets a little depressing. So you have no idea what that means, man. But I know you rock. Also, you got name Steinfeld syndrome, and you had what looks like a nun picture. Is that Miss 45? It's really cool. A nun's plantation picture. You know. Yeah. So the Camp Blood is the David Sterling stuff. There's a while back I was going to buy some from David. Actually, I was talking to him on Facebook, but I just didn't have the bones at the time to do it, and I felt really bad. I say when I can eventually do it, I'll buy his box sets. I'll probably buy them directly from David. But it's great to get them on here. Like there's axe grinders here, things you call this Empire of the Apes. Some of these are pretty cheesy stuff. You got to know what you're getting into, what you're watching. I like this stuff, but it's not not for everybody. But for me, it is. Shock Cinema, I think, is really good. This is a cool one. So it's a Tempe release. So yeah, there's a signature edition, right? Yeah, that's a signature edition. How much is a signature edition? $24 for the signature edition. So like, think about that. That means it's signed. So go to. It's like it's a free like digital code. So if you're a digital person, we got additional behind the scenes. footage from Murder Weapon. Actually, it's kind of cool. I got Murder Weapon. It's a Vinegar Syndrome release, double part of a double feature with. That's what I'm thinking about. And outtakes from Jared Bookwater's interview footage. So this is signed. Is this signed by the actress that did it? Bloody hell! Did I go to that back too far? I did, didn't I? Because there's an actress that hosted this, and it was really good. Samba. Yep, Samba Brink Stevens. So Brink Stevens, the host of it, is actually signing it. There's a bonus traditional soundtrack CD here, which is really good. Did I like the Netflix? I love Netflix Daredevil. Are you by any chance on my TikTok? One of the 100 people that are on my TikTok? Hard to Die is so good. Daredevil was really good. Charlie Cox said he wouldn't mind doing more Daredevil. And he already said he's like, he's the MCU Daredevil. So that's good. So whether it's going to be in like films or if they do another series, people wonder like say, oh my God, will they be able to do it? Because it'll be on Disney Plus. Can Disney Plus do a series as hardcore as Daredevil? Daredevil's not that hardcore of a series, but it's a really good series. And if you've seen what Disney Plus has already put out, so yeah, they can. Next up, I forgot to check this one out last time around. People asked me to do it. So let's look at Gold Ninja, which is Gold Ninja Video is a Canadian company. I was unaware that was a Canadian company until actually my last video where somebody actually mentioned it to me. Do you have an Indiegogo thing going on right now? Let's just check that out. No, that's one that he had before. Okay. So let's look at their releases. Now, this is really, really shot on video, like type of stuff. Personal Space Invader. What the hell? Now, there's some kind of like really kind of bargain basement, like martial arts and stuff. That's kind of cool, though. We got here The Dragon Lives Again. The ultimate Bruce Plantation experience. The Dragon Lives Again. I think I saw this one. Yeah, Bruce Lee Goes to Hell. Bruce Lung stars as Bruce Lee, who, after his untimely death, finds himself stranded in the underworld. Bruce quickly runs afoul of a gang of extremely famous characters. Also strikes up a friendship with the world's most famous sailor man. Crikey. I kind of dig it. I like the. Oh, you have a Loot Crate? I would kill for a Loot Crate. Well, I can't like Loot Crate or like Horror Pack like sponsor my channel. If anybody knows anybody that works with like Loot Crate or Horror Pack, like let them know of my channel that I exist. Like in all honesty, I am shocked that that I have never heard from Horror Pack. Lorber. Toast for pre-order. Look at the pre-order stuff for Lorber. There's some decent stuff coming out here. Somebody already got Touch of Evil 4K apparently. This is real Touch of Evil in 4K. I like the Canadian film rating system. They really wouldn't have to when you really think about it. They could just put it. Like, have you seen the actual Disney Plus shows? Like it from like there's some pretty dark stuff in those Disney Plus shows. WandaVision especially can get like take there's a humor that's a WandaVision, but when you really get down to what it's actually about, That's one of the darker shows that the darkest show that Netflix ever put out was Jessica Jones. That was the darkest one. That's about as dark as it gets. People think like the Punisher is a dark show. It's not actually. Jessica Jones is way darker in its themes than Punisher gets. And Punisher's really good too, by the way. But Jessica Jones is definitely the darkest show, especially the season with the Purple Man, the first season with David Tennant, because that goes into some really, really dark territory. And you knew it was going to go there because you've ever read Alias. But yeah, there's a lot of really good, like the stuff they put on. There's some of the stuff they did. I don't think they did as well with What If. Flickering, the fact that you stayed in here for this length of time, thank you so much. Check out Flickering Waves podcast if you haven't been checking it out. Make sure you put that on your podcast list of ones to listen to because it does they do amazing stuff. Well, it's time now. PG-13 is about as hard as Daredevil really gets. Like there's some like brutal fight scenes, but they're still not R-rated. There's not R-rated. There's not a lot of real R-rated stuff in Daredevil. When you really think about it, a lot of these shows are PG-13. Well, we got to give them time. Like Tentacles, Dr. Phibes. That's a lot of people are. we're excited about that. So eventually, I might get to it. Videodrome. So don't rule it out yet. You might get there. Let's go to Twitter. Let's go to good friend of the channel. And just to this or disconnected. We'll go with disconnected here. Right now, we're checking some just to this stuff as well. So it looks like we got the Mad Magician coming out. If you remember, this initially had come out through I think I got mine through Indicator. But next, so we'll see how the edition comes out from Kino Lorber. That's actually a fun one. If you like House of Wax, you really like Mad Magician. Search for Beauty with Buster Crabbe. I'm a big Buster Crabbe fan, of course. Doberman's coming out. Okay. So check out Just the Disc as well, because you guys, I'm not kidding when I say you guys should be checking out these channels. Oh, there's Mad Magician right there. Oh my God. Okay. Brian's dog is awesome. I love this. There's my kitty cat probably upstairs. Brian, your dog made it on my channel. Also, that is so true. See, if you're not, this is the reason you subscribe to these people that are no, don't be sure with the dog. I love dog tweets. Like you got to go to these are the people that you go to when you're looking on this stuff. Look at this. Anytime I say anything with Tim Burton, I'm totally there. At this movie is a really good podcast too, by the way. If you haven't checked them out, you really, really should. Yes, Film Detective. Oh, this is what I was looking for. So, Monster from Green Hell. Jim Davis from Dallas. I'm a huge fan of. I actually really like this film. It's actually fun, and I'm a huge fan of Dallas. So you guys, I grew up with my grandparents. We watched Dallas every Friday night, and Jim Davis was star. He was jock cueing, man. He was he was cool. When he's one of those guys like the dad that when he spoke, like doesn't matter how old you were, how cool or tough you thought you were, you listen, man. You listened. And he was perfect. Jock. Rest in peace to Jim Davis, man. Rest in peace. Special edition. What we got here? Featuring rare colorized climax. That'll be interesting. That's a different look for Jock. I say I got to see. I say Jock. I do. I really do. Looks like we got on a career retrospective with C. Courtney. C. Courtney John is really good. Underrated when it comes to this stuff. C. Courtney John actually made my favorite of the Transfers films, Transfers 3, which I still say best Transfers movie. The Man Behind the Mountains, an essay by Don Stradley featuring an all-color, a full-color booklet, commentary with artist, author Stephen R. Bissett. Just a great, not just great artist, but a great mind as well. Did you know you're going to be focused on? See, you're getting all the cool recommendations today. You got yourself some Just of This, some Disconnected, some DJ Noobs, some Metal Tavern, by the way, is DJ's podcast. Unearthed Films. I haven't seen any of their stuff in ages, so let's dig over to Unearthed for a second. You have to remember, for me recently, between kind of getting stuff done, I've been kind of stuck behind the. Okay, let's Token of Decadence was actually kind of cool. I had that on. I actually got that from my cousin, I think, once. I'm pretty sure I did. Future releases. There we go with that. So 2LDK, the old man movie. I don't know this one. Looks hilarious. Really, I would love to see a Blu-ray of Meridian. I would love to see another company do it. I would kind of like to see Vinegar Syndrome or Severin, get some rights to some of the Full Moon stuff and put it out with editions. Because Phenomenon. Did you get that? I'm such an Argento geek, by the way, guys. I just watched God. What do we got here? So 4K Ultra HD, Italian version, international and Creepers version. Oh, that is so nice. This isn't a steel? Is this like an actual hard case? This is Phenomenon. This is the one that I've been wanting for the 4K of since I heard it was coming out. A viewer actually sent me a Blu-ray edition of Phenomenon because they didn't have it on Blu-ray. So super stoked on that. Hard case. Oh, I'm glad they're getting the hard case because I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm tired of this. I know a lot of people love the steelbook stuff, right? I'm tired of the steelbook stuff right now. I'm into the hard case. I really am. I'm more of a hard case collector than a steelbook collector. I know sacrilege, right? But I gotta be me. Yeah. So there. Anybody wants to send me a birthday present and they want to do something like this? There you go. Give me something. Yeah, it's hard case. There's a little bit more. I'm not sure what it is. It's a little bit more prestige to the hard case in my the look and just the feel of it. The look of it on your shelf too. Steelbooks are nice, but steelbooks seem more like a niche collector thing. I guess hard case probably are too, right? But it's just a me. It's a me thing. It's a me thing. Collecting wise, I'm glad you let me know that because I did not see this. I did not know they did a hard case on this. Love the artwork on this too. Arrow, I think, has put in the hardest work on steelbooks, in my opinion. I'll go with you. I'll definitely go with you on that one. Tenebrae. Right away, Matt, out of the gate, for anything else, get yourself Tenebrae from Synapse. Because you want the edition that has the documentary Yellow Fever on Giallo. That is incredible. Plus, if it's still available, I'm not sure if it is, then it has the soundtrack to Tenebrae. And I'll be bluntly honest with you when I say Like aside from a Helen Wolf CDs that I listen to like crazy, Tenebrae is probably my most listened to. Like CD, and of course it's my Apple Music where I'm listening to my cheesy music at. Who would have thought that the star of High School Musical, the musical TV series, would have put out one of the biggest banger records of last year? If you haven't listened to Olivia Rodrigo, she does the song "Brutal." 1,000,000%. Yeah, Massacre Central. Again, one I don't have. I still need that. The Kindred, Excellent, Suspiria 4K. I don't have the 4K. I got the Blu-ray. And Demons 1 and 2 4K. Great, great choices. And Tenebrae. Don't forget Tenebrae. You got to have Tenebrae. Has one of the best soundtracks. Just has one of the best soundtracks out there. I'm Googling your stuff, man. Frankenhooker is really good. The neat thing about their quick little thing. The neat thing about their Hammer like editions, like certain Hammer editions anyway. I'm pretty sure Count Dracula and Twins of Evil have it. I know Hands of the River has it too. That they're double sided. So there's a side with a regular artwork, and if you flip it around, it has nudity. Tenebrae, hands down, Tenebrae. Goblin score on Tenebrae is incredible. Goblins, Claudia Simonetti. Goblins, I think. Yeah, Tenebrae is one of my favorite soundtracks. And I'll take Tenebrae over Deep Red. And I love Deep Red. We still have going until March the 6th. So today, actually, the 50% off of Umbrella. And this is the way to get it. Like people say, well, what about like what about the, like shipping costs and stuff like that? I gotta watch your new video. I haven't watched anything this weekend. But I'd like to, obviously, I got did you pick up the CD for Don't Go in the House? It's actually really good. I'm a big Richard Einhorn fan. I love his stuff. Delirium, I enjoy. Don't Go in the House, I liked, but it's a very nihilistically dark film. But oh my God, yes, I totally like dug the films there. But yeah, this is your last day to going on the sale. Paul, you just joined the cool crowd. So, and this is the best time to buy because when you're buying and shipping is going to be kind of pricey because it's coming from another country, that type of thing. You buy bulk. It gets cheaper in the long run to buy like a bulk than it does like one or two. Buying one movie or two movies when you're ordering from away and the shipping is going to cost a bit. You don't want, that's not what you want to do. What you want to do is have enough money there to pick up at least you want to get like 4 to 5, 5 to 6 type of thing when you're going in. And when you're going for a sale, that's kind of what you want to do in the first place. You want to go for a sale and hopefully just get one because the sale's not going to even out no matter where it's coming from. The sale's not going to even out for a price range. You want to like have enough bones in to get like maybe 100, 125, 150 if you can do it. Again, it's all depend on what you can do because what you'll see is that when you get like 4 to 5 releases, then you're going to make sure that that's what you want. You want to get like 4 to 5 because it's got to even out when it comes to shipping. That's the key thing with shipping, and the people forget this is that when you ship something and like it doesn't have free shipping, it's come from away. You don't want to be buying one. You want to have you say, okay, I'm going into this sale. I'm getting 5 or 6 titles. That's the way. It's the best way to do it. That's the way the shipping evens out. It doesn't. It does the cost analysis ratio tends to be much better. Opera's a great film, though. I really like Opera. Opera's one of those that really stood out to me. See, Tenebrae, like unobjectively, Video Room is my favorite movie when it comes out of Argento's stuff. Like if I had to go like my top stuff, then there's Tenebrae, there's Deep Red, Suspiria, Opera. Uh, what would be my fifth? Probably Steino Syndrome. I really like Steino Syndrome a lot. But yeah, they've been putting out a lot of really good stuff. Like Dark Age sold out right away. Like when we looked at this early on, Dark Age is sold. This one's always going to sell out. So really, it's a corker of a film actually. Fair Game's another one's always going to sell out. You see Fair Game or Dark Age, buy the hell out of those. They're really freaking good films, and they got a lot of great features and stuff on those as well. People are still like sitting on the sunburnt screens, and that's a mistake. Malcolm, yeah, Brian Sauer can tell right here. Malcolm, a great release that they put out. They put out two films by the same director, and I love them both. And the insane amount of stuff they got to like the road game position sold out. There's actually a really good edition of road games because Indicator did the best edition of road games, but I'm sorry that's sold out. So this is your next best edition of road games. It's not going to be the Scream Factory one. It's going to be this one. Did you like the one that came after that? God, what's the name of it again? With Ben Mendelsohn. That was so good too. Had the same type of quirky type feel to it. Frog Dream is a good one. Silver Bullet, again, best cover. I hate the cover for Silver Bullet that they did for Scream Factory. No, not not trying to rag on Scream Factory at all. To be bluntly honest, I'm just going to go through a couple here that I think that I can recommend for you guys right at the gate. Frog Dream is definitely one of them. If Stone is here, that's going to be one for sure. Stone's a brutal, like biker film that I highly recommend. I'm a huge sort of Alienation. Damn it, I'm a huge fan of the Alienation, the movie and the TV series actually. Blackwater, that is still there. So this is a more recent one. Again, wrecked me. It wrecked me. That was brutal. Love that film. Really, only like three actors, like pretty much throughout almost the entirety of the film. But oh my god, did that film ever wreck me? My nerves were on edge, and in the best possible way. I'm still waiting for Drive Delirium. I'm supposed to be getting a copy of Drive Delirium come, uh, but it's been months. Hopefully it hasn't got lost and it does show up sooner or later, because I really want to do a review of the Drive Delirium series, and I want to have Jamie on for to talk about it. But I just got to wait for it to come. There's like so much. She Killed in Ecstasy, which is fantastic film uh, by Franco. Really good film by Franco. Solid Miranda. I love Miranda. Orca. Yeah, Orca was shot around here. Death Warrant Up is sold out. Orca sold out. It's too bad. There's actually two decent films. She Killed in Ecstasy here was as well as cool. I love the Severin like cover on that one. I'm not quite sure if they do like a reversible cover art on this one. Is Cut sold out? No, Cut is not sold out. Here you go. Anybody buys from this sale and wants to get me an edition of Cut, be much appreciated because Cut's a really good film. It's a slasher film, and it's underrated. Top five: the Suspiria, Tenebrae, Phenomenon, Opera, and Deep Red. Good choices, man. I'd say actually that one I did get to check out the Orca one, and it is you were right. Cut, by the way, haven't checked out Cut? Check out Cut. We got in this one. We have a couple. Oh, it's got Kylie Minogue, Brian, and Molly Ringwald. So if you're slightly younger than me, but you're old enough to know the Molly Ringwald end. So here we go. In 1985, the cast and crew of the horror flick Hot Blooded are learning firsthand what it means to be stalked by a mass killer when the director is viciously murdered on set. The production is shut down and the film locked away, incomplete. But every time the footage is screened, somebody dies. 14 years later, a group of enthusiastic film students decide to finish Hot Blooded, led by Raffi, the director, and producer Hester. They manage to track down Vanessa Turnbull, Molly Ringwald, the star of the original film, who reluctantly agrees to return to Australia. After shooting commences on the original Erie location, the students start to disappear one by one. Now they just had to finish the film before it finishes them. Uh, it's insanely good. You got to check it out. Um, it's fun. We get like a commentary, get behind the scenes here as well. Interviews with cast and crew. Mono Ringwald, Sarah Kentz, Jessica Napier, Colleen Minogue, Sam Lewis, Jeff Revel, Simon Basel, Kimball Rendell, Martin Fabini, and Michael. I'm going to get those names wrong. I'm going to get the storyboards as well. Short, we get short film too. So yes, definitely check that out. Oh, I loved Inferno. Uh, it took me a while to get into Inferno. First time I saw it, I wasn't quite sure because it has such a crazy ending. Like I mentioned earlier, like I'm a huge Dallas fan, and the guy that stars in Inferno is like one of the guys from Dallas, right? So obviously that was going to get me in there. But I was expecting Inferno when I initially saw it. I was expecting more of like a Giallo, and it became more of like a supernatural kind of like Suspiria. But when I like Inferno, when you really get into it, when it gets you, then it really gets you. There's very little in that Argento like filmography that I don't actually really enjoy. Like even the cheesy stuff, even like the Dracula 3D, which is not a good film. Um, like objectively is not a well written film. And like I said, sometimes writing can make me cringe. That I will 100% say, yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I watched Dracula 3D again, and it's cheesy. There it is, the big steal. Oh my god, yes, the big steal. This is done by the guys that did Malcolm. Such a good movie. So if you've never checked out The Big Steal, it's really good. It's got Ben Mendelsohn, who a lot of you guys are going to remember from Captain Marvel as the well, I won't say who, but a certain type of character, a certain alien species, and he's very good in it. Young Ben Mendelsohn is really good in this. Ben Mendelsohn is one of those like underrated actors anyway. I can't remember which one, The Last Warrior, which Dolph Lundgren film that is. The fact that they got a Howling collection here that's 3, 4, 5, and 6 is bloody awesome. And the fact that it's only $15, or just a little under $15, that is super cool. Even if it's just a DVD set, man. If they're like 4 separate discs, then that's worth it. Doesn't matter if there's any features on there or not. Like to have like 3, 4, 5, and 6 together. Yeah, it is a 4 disc set, so that's kind of cool. I'm guessing probably no features, like it's a inexpensive set, but holy crap. I had a lot of fun with these. Like Marsupials is hilarious. Uh, Part 4 is the closest. People hate on part 4 because some of the acting is kind of dodgy in it. But part 4 is the closest to the book, The Howling, that you're ever going to get, unless they put out a new edition of it. Part 5, where he lost the suit actually with Rami Windsor, they're actually really good. I had a lot of fun with part 5. And part 6 is kind of cheesy fun too with Bruce Payne. I am a Renaissance man. I watch everything. So there you go. We got Police Story 3 Super Cop. Again, a classic Jackie Chan. The Coca-Cola Kid with Edgar Roberts is really good. Underrated film, man. Oh, Kidman Collection. What do we got? Do we have 5 movies? Like, $5? Are you serious? First Christmas, that's an early one. BMX Bandits, okay, cool. Skin Deep, Willis and Burke, Emerald City, Portrait of a Lady. Yeah, okay, with features on some of these too. And Emerald City has features. I just found the opera. Initially, when I saw it, I hated it. I hated it, but I've come around to it a bit. I I think Argento just reaches out on a certain level that. By the way, in a minute talks about these 6 shooter classics a lot. These are really good. You don't rate Asia Argento? Asia Argento's beyond rate. I love Asia. Howling 3 is hilarious. People don't realize what Howling 3 is. But yeah, no, credit man when credit is due. There's the stuff that they put out here, that Umbrella's been put out has been insanely good. Like the and it's insanely varied too. And I think nowadays, my Morbius fan, I've got the hold on a second, Justin. Kinda. Bit of a flat spine. When I got it, it was the only one that ever had like cracks on here, so I had to get some bookbinding tape for it. But great omnibus for those that don't have it. This usually goes on for a decent price. So definitely recommend it. It has on here Collect Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man 101, 102, the first appearance of Morbius, which is really great actually. Marvel Team Up 3 and 4, Giant Size Superheroes number 1, Fear 20 to 31. That's when Morbius took over. Vampire Tales 1 to 5, 7 to 8, and 10 to 11, which is the black and white stuff. So it's going to be more adult oriented. Giant Size Werewolf number 4, Marvel Preview number 8, Marvel Premiere 28, Marvel 201 number 15, Spectacular Spider-Man number 6 to 8, number 38, and the Savage She-Hulk 9 to 12, where they did the trial type storyline. So thank you for mentioning comics, by the way. I really appreciate whenever somebody mentions comics in here, I get super stoked. I like to get these Jungle Gym ones too. They're solid. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, if you're in Canada, their Chapters Indigo's having a sale, spring sale. It's ending tonight. So if there's anything you want to get from that sale, pick it up before the sale ends. Hey, no, Matthew, because super dig that. You know the first movie, it's Jennifer Connelly and is it Seven Minutes in Heaven? Is that the one? I think when you're directing, one that had to be a rough scene to do. But I think that you've got to kind of be able to, no matter with that's your daughter or an actress or whatever, it's a hard scene. So you got to put yourself in a spot where kind of distance yourself, got to become one away from it. And I guess Argento, he's the director, and it's his life. So he's like, okay, we'll get past this. But I'm sure like he was good with that Azia when that was done. That's actually about to be nice. I would recommend, Justin, if you like that one. If you ever see it on sale, Steve Gerber's Man Thing on this is actually really good. That's the other main series that ran in Adventures in Fear magazine. Very good stuff in there, and a very big on this too. Also, please, if you're going to Near Mint's Conditions channel, if anybody here does, and next week they're doing a reprint poll for omnibuses, and every year when they do the reprint poll, my omnibuses always lose out because people are always going for reprinting newer stuff that doesn't need to be reprinted. That's going to come out anyway. So if anybody wants to go into the Near Mint Condition, if you can't buy me a birthday present, go into Near Mint Conditions poll and vote for reprints of Tomb of Dracula and the Spider-Man Clone Saga. Much appreciated, actually. 7 Minutes in Heaven. Did that even have a DVD release? I watched that in the back of the day, Steindal, on VHS. Probability Zero, written by Dario Argento. Speaking of Dario Argento, there you go. An Argento one that 7 Minutes in Heaven was really good, though. For those who haven't seen, it's kind of a coming of age film. with the young Jennifer Connelly. A really, really good movie. So here you got one that looks like we got Henry Silva. Yeah, Henry Silva right here, probability 0. See, these are the ones that you don't think of when it comes to this type of stuff. If you like the action movies, like the war movies, then this is the type of stuff that you're looking at. Okay, here, because listen to the plot here, right? Europe, World War II, when an Allied Spitfire plane containing important radar equipment is shot down and crashes over Norway, the desperate German forces set their sights on it, knowing that they could finally win the war with such advanced technology. Holding one of the injured pilots captive, it is only a matter of time before the enemy force him to repair the damaged radar. But Duke, chiseled face Henry Silva, is tasked with the job of leading a strike force to track down and destroy the radar before it's restored. Joined by a ruthless bunch of Norwegian guerrillas, they're on a perilous mission to stop the Nazis before they win the war. So there you go, man. Sounds pretty cool, huh? Sniper Sword, that was a really good release. Body Melt was a great release, too. I got the Sniper. That was actually a really good film. Sadly, that one sold out. Took a whole different aspect in like how the reason for the sniping. Daigon, you got to look at their edition of Daigon. Look how beautiful this is. Their artwork for their stuff's insanely gorgeous. Oh, by the way, I mentioned the Ultraman stuff. It's coming out from Mill Creek. It's been pushed back by a month, but it's still coming out. So my Tokatsu fans out there that watch the channel, it's going to be an extra month before you get Ultraman, but it'll give you a little bit of time to see that. Smiley's People, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. Those came on CBC television when I was a kid, and I love these because I love the Alec Guinness as Smiley, of course. Great as George Smiley. Great in this. Want to check see if there's anything new coming out from Scream Factory before we finish out this. Of course, we know that we got Lake Force UHD and the Candyman UHD is coming. The Craft UHD. So this is a big one, and I'll explain why now. So people say, well, the Craft, didn't they put out the Craft? Well, they sort of did. So if anybody got the release of the Craft that Scream Factory initially put out, the one thing that you're going to notice right away is they did not do a new transfer for the Craft. The Craft is the same old transfer. Actually, I mentioned on my channel? I didn't see that one. Yeah, I actually love Side Out. That's one that they did send me. I mentioned on the channel. I did I think it was a live video. I did kind of like our ranking system on those. So yeah, I recommend Side Out, Matthew. See, that was a Warner Archive. That's the reason I didn't see it, man. Because we don't get Warner Archive right there. So when they put out the Craft, the initial version of the Craft, the Scream Factory one, is the old transfer. So this is a new 4K transfer of the Craft. So this is a big upgrade from the Blu-ray, from the Scream Factory edition, because it was the same transfer at that time. So for those that are a fan of the Craft, and I am, because I am one of the weird people. Well, I am the weirdo. Then this is a huge, forget the rest of it. All the features are going to be the same anyway. But 4K restoration. And it's a Sony restoration, so it should be pretty good. They actually do pretty good. And who was not in love with at least one member of that group? For me, it's Fruzabalk. I was a huge Fruzabalk fan. Of course, we got Candyman here, which is a great film. We got Escape from New York. We got a collector's edition with vinyls and enamel pins coming out as well. I had to cancel my copy of Alligator. I was really disappointed on that one. It's sad. That's one of the ones that I really want to get. It is the same transfer. Exactly, Videodrome. That's one of the reasons I'm excited about this. And if you go onto their website, you can see they have like editions of films that are exclusive to their website. Blood the Vampire is one of those. I remember seeing this one. Um, New restoration of the original uncut version of the film. But the one that I'm kind of digging on, and Blood Vampires one like for a long time I'd only ever seen pictures of. But Communion. Communion was a big one for a lot of people. So Communion with Christopher Walken, of course, is meant to be, you know, supposedly based on a true story. Was right? Whitley Schreiber, yeah. A couple other commentaries on there, and it amazes me that the Communion, and this is a well done film, by the way. It's done by Philip Mora, who, of course, the guy that did Howling 2 and 3. Is Bluebeard here? Oh yeah, right here. Oh, yeah, is this the Richard Burton one? Yeah, this was like a high cast one. I haven't seen the Rabbit remake yet. I really want to see it though. I'm a wrestling fan, or at least AW wrestling fan. ROH now too. I was ROH before, but I'm so glad. CM Punk's in it, I think. Um, but I like the original Rabbit. I'm actually looking forward to seeing the remake. Haven't had the chance to check it out yet. So we got like Richard Burton, Joey Heatherton's in this. Wow. Okay, Raquel Welch. God, I've seen this years ago. It's been ages since I've seen it, but I did like it when I watched it. Um, my dad was here to be able to talk about it right away. And of course, the aristocratic Baron Kurt von Sepper has always been known as a lady killer among his friends and acquaintances, but the women in his life have a nasty habit of turning up dead. With the lovely Anne, Joey Heatherton, for his seventh wife, all is wedded bliss until Anne discovers that within the Baron's estate lies the gruesome truth about his previous marriages. As the Baron reveals the sordid details of his past, Anne must find a way to outwit her horrifying husband before she meets her predecessor's fate. I'm sure we'll eventually get the soundtrack. All right, guys. So there we go. 2 hours and 7 minutes. I think we did a pretty good job with this edition here of the of Collector's Coffee Chat. So if you would like to see the Sunday Collector's Coffee Chat become a weekly thing that we do every week, please let me know because we can do that. I'm trying to do some new things for the channel and go into some new avenues and new directions. And this is a way that we can like take once a week. We can actually look back at a lot of this stuff and converse. I want to give a special shout out to my Patreon supporters because you guys keep this channel going. Thank you so much for that. It's really, really, in all honesty, it truly keeps the channel going. my my name is Aaron. This is Make it Saturday. Do not do this. So I'm not sure if Saturday might be my day for my. I'm trying to figure out a day to restart my live Patreon streams. That's the thing. So I got to work on that because I want to do it. I did one and I realized a lot of viewers couldn't come in at the time, so I got to just figure out which day is best for Patreon as well. Anyway, my name is Aaron. You guys are the Cult of Cinema. As always, there is always another movie, but there is only one of you. Thank you very much, Mike. And hopefully I will see you guys here again next time. As always, like, share, subscribe. Check out the Patreon if you can. It helps the channel a lot. Check out the donate or super chat. It's the difference between having a camera like this and having the crappy camera that I had for a long time. So with all that being said, have an amazing day, guys. You guys are awesome, and I hope to see you here soon again in the Call of Cinema with a brand new video. But at the end of the day, one that we can always come out of positive and happy about. I'll see you soon.